Well, good afternoon, Sharks fans. It's the dawn of a new year. Welcome to 2026, and as my pink sunrise here suggests on my graphic, let's hope we're in for a rosy and bright future here in Sharks Nation. Welcome to Joshua's Creek. We're getting set here for game 28 of the regular season between your Barrie Junior Sharks coming down the road to visit the Oakville Hornets. Hard to imagine it's now game 28. We are now more than halfway through the regular season of 48 games. The first half of the season we spent trying to figure out where we sit in terms of our skill set. Now that we know what we're in for and what everybody else is facing around the league in U22 Elite, it's time for a push to the playoffs. I hope everybody had a fantastic holiday season and enjoyed good food, good family memories, and I hope Santa was nice to you if you do celebrate Christmas. Hard to believe it's 2026 already. Seems like things fly by so fast as soon as the start of the season happens. You blink and it's halfway through, we're getting set for playoffs. And I hope everybody is happy with all the snow they got this Christmas. I think everybody in Barrie is either really elated or really annoyed at the amount of snow that was received over the holiday season and are still receiving. Just getting set here for the girls to take the ice. If you remember what happened in the final two games before the holiday break, that final game was a 1-0 nail-biter of a victory against the Whitby Wolves, with Sadie France scoring the game winner with less than 2 minutes to go in the period and earning them 3 more points as they currently sit 7th in the standings. On the flip side, the Oakville Hornets had a 2-1 win over those same Whitby Wolves the day before the Sharks played them. They currently sit in 21st place, and this is their 27th game of the regular season. As the music comes on, the Oakville Hornets are entering the ice from their dressing room on the right-hand side. They are skating in their blacks, and the Barrie Sharks are skating in their road whites as we begin warm-up. I do have one scratch to tell you about. Number 14, Abby Grumwell, is out of the lineup today. No call-ups. So running a player short today. 7 other games happening in U22 Elite today. Waterloo takes on the Ottawa 67s. The London Devilettes take on the Etobicoke Junior Dolphins. The Stony Creek Sabres are taking on the Blue Water Hawks. Burlington Barracudas are taking on Kingston. The Toronto Arrows are taking on Nepean. Durham West versus the Whitby Wolves, and Toronto Leaside Wildcats are taking on the Ottawa Sens later today. Now, 4 of those games don't start until after, as I start the clock here. The rest of the January schedule is as such. After Oakville, they do host Brent and Kennedettes tomorrow. And then they'll square off against Waterloo, Leaside, Stony Creek, Blue Water, Oakville again, but this time at home. Durham West, North York, and Leaside again, but this time on the road. Standings is what we're going to be watching here as we continue through the latter half. The second half of this U22 Elite season. The top 10 are as follows. The Etobicoke Junior Dolphins are sitting atop with 87 points. Nepean at 79 points. Mississauga, 65. Central York right on their heels with 64. Durham West Lightning with 61. Burlington Barracudas with 53. And a 3-way tie after that. Barrie, Cambridge, and the Ottawa Sens all tied in that spot. Rounding out the top 16, followed after the Ottawa Sens as Waterloo, Stony Creek, Kingston, Blue Water, Whitby, and Leaside. And the top 16 is what we're going to be looking at, as that's who is going to be making playoffs. Hello, how are you? I will keep an eye on those out-of-town scores. I want to send a big happy birthday out to Kathleen Dion, Riley Maxwell, and Adville Charette, who just celebrated birthdays as we flip over to January. Happy birthday, ladies. I hope you had a fantastic celebration, blew out some birthday candles, and ate some birthday cake, although not too much birthday cake. Coming into our final 3 minutes here of warm-up. we'll get set for player introductions and our national anthem. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Shayla Gilroy. I'm flying solo today down the road at Oakville, but Josh and I will have the call for you tomorrow afternoon as usual. Looking forward to rejoining forces with Josh. He's been a busy boy. Can't wait to hear how his holiday season went. I had a great holiday season. It was low-key. Very much enjoyed some good food and some World Junior Hockey action. All right. There's Oakville on the right-hand side, and we'll get set here again for player introductions and the national anthem just over 2 minutes from now. Once again, thanks for joining the live stream, folks. Stand by. Also want to say big congratulations to Team Canada at the World Juniors as they get set to face off in the semifinals tomorrow. That's exciting to watch our junior boy counterparts take on international play at the international stage. It's awesome. They've done well. It's stunned to see the United States get knocked off yesterday in overtime. But hey, our Canadian boys are still in it, and it's going to be exciting to watch the semifinals coming up tomorrow. And just so happens the Shark game's going to get over in time for me to get home and watch that game as that starts at 7:30. Final seconds here of warm-up, and we'll get set for player introduction. Stand by. I do know that Riley Maxwell is in net, but I do not know what the starting lineup is, but I will announce that as we hear it here in the building, folks. Stand by. Starting lineup for the Sharks. Number 10, Sonia Mehta. Number 11, Piper Sutton. Number 6, Sadie France. Number 29, Jenny Keller. And number 91, Elda Silva. And Riley Maxwell in net, starting for the Oakville Hornets. Stand by. Just want to check my signal here, guys. Sorry about that. Everything seems to be fine. Time for our national anthem. All right, let's get set for some U22 Elite action. I didn't do the starting lineup for the Oakville Hornets. I was checking my signal. Looks like it's, let's see, O'Hara. Adesanetto. Rand Balliot, Maya Harbord, Ava Giacomo Donato. All right, I'll do my best to call that roster. Haven't seen it in a while, but we should be set to go here, folks. Once again, thanks for joining us here. Game 28. We're set to go. Puck is down, period number 1. Game 28 as we get set for the push towards the playoffs. The Hornets will bring it into the Sharks' end first as the Sharks do pass that around and try to get it over that blue line. Hornets hold on to it, bring it down behind the goal line. Piper 7 for the Sharks finally gets her stick on it and they try to clear. Can't do it. Hornets still holding on. That's Egan O'Hara holding on to it at the blue line. Back behind Maxwell as they battle for that puck. Sadie France trying to work it from behind the goal line. Sharks will get their first opportunity here to clear the zone. Piper 7 over the blue line, cross-ice pass. All the way over to Jenny Keller as she brings it in. Top around the far side corner into the bottom side here as the Sharks are on the line change. Hornets get it to neutral, to the red line, picked up by Gabby Willard. Sharks bring it back into the Hornets, and as the Hornets battle for that puck to clear it out of their zone. Good, steady, even pace here to begin. 20-26 between both of these squads. Into the neutral zone, once again for Willard. Trying to hand it back off. It'll come right back into the Hornets' end. That's Hubbard passing it up to her D partner up top. And finally to the blue line. Adrielle Charette, the recent birthday girl, trying to move it forward. Hornets. Lee brings it in. Charette sends it to the far side for Gabby Willard. Behind the net as she goes back and forth, sends it out front. McKay looking for a clear lane to get rid of it. Held on to it, the blue line temporarily. Hornets will backtrack. That's Anderson. Trying to steer around Simone Swanson. Sharks hang on to it. This is Sam Larman to the Hornets' end. McKay barely comes back in onside. She backhands it to Lormond. Looking for Dion at the blue line. Down around behind the goal net. Swanson at the blue line. One-timer by Cosgrave. Oh, blocked out in front. That looks like that was painful. I think that was Balliot for the Oakville Hornets who just went down hard. That's going to leave a mark. Cosgrave's got a great shot from the blue line when she gets that one-timer set up. Play continues here in the Hornets' end. Dion battling for that puck as she brings it back in. Hornets try to get it out. Sharks go offside temporarily. Harbeck now in possession. Back to 7. Sharks will retreat back to their own end. Now to the far side. Trying to work it out to Sadie France, right onto a Hornet stick. They'll battle for it here in the neutral zone. Over the blue line. Jenny Keller trying to work her way into the slot. She loses an edge. Here's Sadie France from the short side. That's deflected by a Hornet stick. And it will come back out to neutral. 7 to the far side for Sonia Meta. Up to De Silva. De Silva can't hang on to that bouncing puck. Hornets get it back out to neutral where Jenny Keller finds it again. Sends it back to her defense. Up to Sonia Meta again. Warren for the Hornets nearly had a break with that. Hornets bring it back in. That's Holly Brimacombe. Out to the far side. Hornets are back in their end. That puck is cycling around a lot. Out in front for Keller. Keller tries to deke around the defense. One too many dekes and it goes behind the net instead. Keller still looking for it behind the net. The Hornets do find it though. Bring it to the near side board. Charette holding on the line. Sending up to De Silva. De Silva can't hang on again. The Hornets do get it out and they come away with it. Warren sends it over to Brimacombe with a shot and that sails over the crossbar. Puck stumps right back out in front. De Silva sending it to the far side for Keller. Sharks going on a line change. Hornets taking over behind their own goal line. Cosgrave trying to hold on. The puck will escape everybody and will come all the way back. We haven't had a whistle. Five minutes in and no whistle yet. Back in for May Severn. May Severn trying to drive the net. It's got Kate Stewart in front, but it's going to skip to the near side corner. And back out to neutral. Cosgrave, far side for Lormond. Lormond can't hang on. Hornets bring it in. Bit of a haul down. No call on the play. Up for Kate Stewart. She's got a little bit of space. Shoots it right in. Rebound! Mason with a great shot, but an even better save by the Oakville netminder. Oakville bringing it back the other way. I believe that is Chloe Smith in net for Oakville today. Battle over the blue line. Still waiting for our first whistle of this game. I haven't had to touch my screen yet. Back out to the blue line. 7 trying to hold on. Brings the puck right back in. Sadie France with her shot and just off the crossbar. And now we get a whistle. What action here. What pace to start 2026. Stand corrected. It is Audrey Cavaday in net for the Oakville Hornets today. 6 minutes in for our first whistle. Face off between Neto and France on the right of Cavaday. They'll battle for it in the far side corner. Oakville trying to work the out. One-timer by 7 at the blue line and a paddle save. Looking to get that puck to Swanson, but she can't settle it down on her stick to get a shot off. That puck will now come out to neutral for Sonia Meta. She'll slide it off to Sadie France as she re-enters the zone. Sharks will chase after it into the near side corner. Meta gets to it first. Trying to pull it away. Right on to Anderson for the Hornets. Excuse me, Terziewski. My apologies. Out into the neutral zone. Back to Mally Winner. Winner on the near side. Tries to cut in. Looks to hand it off to Taya Wallace, but a miscommunication, and Brimacombe for Oakville brings it and goes flying. No call. Great save there by Maxwell as the Hornets get their first really good opportunity on net. Back into the neutral zone. Here's Taya Wallace with a little speed coming in the Oakville zone. Shot in, pad save by Cavaday. Push on the boards again, no call. Things getting physical. Valeria out far, scores! Nice shot in by Valerie as she slides it off to her partner. I believe that is Brimacombe. And the Oakville Hornets will take a 1-0 lead with 12:51 remaining in the first period. Play continues here, and Oakville looks to get another one. That's Gianna Vinci trying to get a shot in on that. Out to the neutral zone. Bit of a tripper. That's in the neutral zone. It was Brimacombe. That will be her 5th goal of the season. Into the neutral zone. De Silva trying to bring it through. And they come in offside. Sam Lerman on the face-off. Sharks try to battle for that puck right after the draw. Bringing it right back in the Oakville end and can't do it. Larman sends it back to Dion. Dion, Cosgrave, up to De Silva. De Silva hands it off to Larman and then off to Keller. Keller trying to battle for it on the far side boards. Can't do it. 7. All the way through. Sharks will have to go into line change. May 7 trying to chase after it in the far side. Sonia Meta now back to Kate Stewart and hands it over to Piper 7. Sharks find themselves in a 1-0 hole. Want to get an equalizer here quickly as they can. As quickly as they can. Back into the Sharks' end. Maxwell's just going to cover that one up for a face-off. All right, so face-off here to the left of Maxwell. It's going to be Sadie France versus Addison Neto. Hornets try to hold on to that. Sharks take away with it. Opportunity here for Kate Stewart. So wait, try to go on the short side with a toe, blocking her on the post. Great save by Cavaday, getting her toe in the right position. Back comes Sadie France. She'll try to cut to the center. Battle on the near side board. Sharks get out in front. May 7 with a shot on the short side. Cavaday with the save. Bit of a tie-up in the slot area, and the puck will trickle out to the neutral zone. Collected by Adrielle Charette. She'll send it back to Willard. And the Sharks will regroup back in their own end. Up to McKay, but can't hang on to it. Hornets try to hang on, but McKay trying to go for a skate. Brimacombe getting in her way. Here's Valeri. She had the assist on that goal. Far side. Willard trying to get it out. Hornets put it right back in on play. This is the first game for each of these teams after almost 2 weeks of no play. We'll have to each find their legs again after being off. McKay bringing it back from the far side, trying to wrap around, looking in front. Oh, what a shot by Mally Winter with a feed from Maddie McKay. That almost worked. Back to the neutral zone. Dion backhanding it to Cosgrave. Up to Larman. She'll bring it across the blue line. Out to neutral zone. Looks like Lee nearly had an opportunity. Put aside by the Sharks. Wallace. Harbeck bringing it in. She's pushed aside, but Larman has that puck. Shoots in. Saved by Cavaday. Larman to take the draw again for the Sharks. Puck will come out of neutral, and the Sharks are going to have to retreat and come all the way back. No icing. Oh, it will be icing. Bit of a delayed whistle on that. Another face-off here to the left of Cavaday. It's going to be Alexis Lee for the Oakville Hornets this time on the draw. Wallace finds it, tries to shove it towards the net. She'll go around the backside instead. Hands it back off into the fence. Meta down to 7. 7 in the corner for Lorman. Bounces over her stick. Harbeck goes chasing after it. Bitten the lock up on the far side corner. Back out into the neutral zone. Larman gets rid of it and sends it off to 7. 7 setting it forward to Harbeck, bouncing all the way. Hornets finally bring it back the other way. That's Gianni Vinci trying to center it up. They'll bounce to the near side corner. Meta behind the net. Loses an edge. Hornets taking over. Neto nearly had an opportunity in front of the net, but the Sharks, again, Sonia Meta is going to come away with it. Looking for Harbeck, but she'll dump and head off to the bench for a line change. Hornets will take over in their own end. Off the near side boards. A little bit out of shot here from my camera as it's so close there on the boards. Hornets find it, get it to the neutral zone. It'll bounce out to Jenny Keller. Keller over the red line, sends it through. Off the near side corner, trying to get it out in front into the slot area. Hornets do a great job keeping him on the outside. Arlie Anderson was going for a skate on that one, but couldn't catch up to it, and that will be an icing call against the Hornets. Under 8 minutes to go now in the first period. 1-0 Oakville. Goal by Brimacombe, number 12. Off the boards. Charette holds on. Trying to hand it back off to Winter. Stewart finds it behind the goal. Gets it out in front at the blue line. Trying to send it through the slot. Oakville gets a piece of it, and it will come all the way back into the Sharks' end. Sharks with a long pass looking for Stewart. Slightly intercepted. Over to Charlene Warren. Picked up again by Winter. She loses an edge as she comes into the zone. Valeri for the Oakville Hornets sends it off to the far side. Cosgrave now in possession. Oh, turnover at the blue line. There's a shot in by Charlene Warren as the Oakville Hornets are on the buzz again in front of the Sharks net. Back to Terzievsky. Terzievsky handing it off. Here's Valeri again entering the zone. Has her pocket picked, and the Sharks are coming back the other way. Here's McKay losing an edge. No call on that play either. Back to Sonia Meta. McKay finds it again at the blue line. She'll dig around for it and she'll backhand it right back into the Oakville Hornets end. Slide off. Vinci trying to get away with that. Sends it back to defense. Hornets doing all they can to bring it right back in. Piper Sebin now in the Sharks' end. McKay, far side. Meta. Trying to keep it out of their own end. Hornets doing a really good job keeping it in the Sharks' end. Piper Sebin sending it to the far side. Here's Taya Wallace. Handing it off to Sadie France. Couldn't get too far with that though. Hornets sending it to the far side boards. In the corner. Looks like 3 white. Oh, here's Sadie France. Shot towards the net to the far side, just past the post. Kaya Harbeck tries to gather that puck, but it gets out to Taya Wallace. Trying to bring it around a couple of black sweaters and bring it into the slot area, and that doesn't happen, and it comes all the way out to an Oakville Hornet. Here's Vinci. She'll dump it down into the corner. She'll chase after it. Oakville was on a bit of a line change, so she was by herself. It'll come right back out, sail all the way through. Can Winter get to it first? Yes, she can. Cuts in, looking for a friendly stick in front in the slot. Nobody there. Picked up by Jenny Keller. Oakville looked to get rid of it. De Silva cuts in, tries to get a shot off. It's deflected to the corner. We're going to have our first penalty of the game. It's going to be a hooking call. Hooking going against Oakville, so it's going to be a Barrie power play. Not sure what the delay is here. Waiting for somebody to get into the box. Is it not a power play? Someone's got to get in the box. No one was sure who it was. Number 26, Maya Hubbard, is entering the box. Result is a Barrie power play. Barrie power play. Can they get an equalizer here? Jenny Keller trying to cut in. De Silva will take it around the backside. Couldn't get a free lane to pass it off. De Silva cutting in. Hands it off to Cosgrave. Keller at the point. Down low for De Silva. Back to the blue line. Over to Keller. Keller to Dion. Cosgrave will step and fire. Looking for a deflection as Winter. Puck still loose. They try to jab away at it. Winter complains that the puck wasn't all the way covered up. Still over a minute left in this power play. And the Sharks make good use of it. Back out to neutral. Shot in, pad save. Sharks still cycling that puck around. 7. To Meta. To Severn. Shot in. That will escape it into the mesh and we'll have a stoppage in play. Face off to the right of the netminder for Oakville. As play continues here. Final few minutes here of the first period. 7. To Meta. Severn now taking residence up at the point. Stewart will cut in, looking for an avenue. She'll leave it for 7. 7 to the far side for Meta. Down to Severn. Back to Meta. Meta fires it through, looking for a deflection. A Hornet finds it and will get rid of it. 30 seconds now remaining in the power play. Meta. Over to Severn. Time for one last rush. Shot in. Nope, that's deflected into the near side corner. Lorman trying to find it. Out to Severn. On the blue line. Down for Charette. Charette sends it down behind the goal line. Lormond getting into a stick fight with a Hornet rival, and they will clear it. And that is it for the power play for the Barrie Sharks as we come into our final 3 minutes of play in the first period. Oakville hanging on to a 1-0 lead so far by a goal from number 12, Brimacone. Oakville shots in. Blocker save from Maxwell. McKay's got a bit of a speed. She'll hand it off to Swanson. Sharks enter the zone, trying to cut to the middle. Swanson finds the puck again behind the goal line. McKay sends it to the blue line. No Shark there to hold it in. France. Backhands to Cosgrave. Cosgrave trying to bring it right back in, and they come in offside. Play continues here in the neutral zone. Terziewski sends it back to her D partner. O'Hara bringing it in, looking for a friendly stick in front. She'll battle for that puck in the corner, sending it out front to a Shark. At the blue line, shot in, and a great save by Riley Maxwell. That shot in by Isabel Chan. 2:03 remaining in the first period. Face off to the right of Maxwell. Cosgrave sending it back behind the goal line. Out to neutral. Kicking all the way down. Icing is now called. Two-minute warning here in the under 2 minutes to go here this first period. I'll be sure and bring you all the out-of-town scores after the break. At the blue line, Hornets hold on. There's Terziewski shooting it through. Easily deflected there by Maxwell into the corner. Oakville is still going to buzz around. Chan tried to hold on to it. Nope, right down behind the goal line. Out in front. Oh, deflection just past the far side post. I don't know how that one did not go in. Another shot in. Deflection off a Shark shin. And back out to the neutral zone. Oakville brings it right back in. Cosgrave putting it right back out to neutral. Looking for Wallace. Wallace finds it. Trying to drive the net. Hornets get a piece of it. That's Lee for the Hornets. Down to Hubbard to the far side. Offside briefly for the Sharks, so it'll come down to the Shark side. Last minute of play here in the first period. It's going to be an icing call. Face off here to the right of the netminder for Oakville. Sharks right off the draw. Send it through, they score! Wow, that was fast. Jenny Keller leading the charge. Jenny Keller's 11th goal of the season, and Barrie will equalize it before the end of the first period. And just like that, the score is tied. Back behind the net. Out to the neutral zone. Meta making a turn, trying to push it back towards the other side. They'll battle for it right in front of the scorekeeper's bench. Referees yelling at them to move that puck. Dig it out. Jenny Keller does. Out to Piper 7. Sending it forward to Sam Larmond. Off the end of her stick. Oakville taken over behind their goal line. Final 10 seconds. Fast and furious start here to the beginning of 2026. Good equal play. And we do find that we are equal after the first period. 1-1 between the Oakville Hornets and the Barrie Sharks. Again, goal scored by Holly Grimacombe for the Oakville Hornets. And Jenny Keller for the Barrie Sharks. We'll take a break. I'll come back and give you the out-of-town scores. Come on back, folks. Hey everybody, welcome back to the second period. I hope everybody had time to refresh their drinks and their popcorn. Or stop and get gas if you're on the road. I did confirm it is Cabaday in net today for the Oakville Hornets. As the girls step right back to the ice here for period number 2. Out of town scores, just one so far that's got a score on the board. Waterloo versus the Ottawa 67. That's 2-0 for the Ravens. The other games get going at 3:15, just underway now. 3:40, 5 o'clock, 5:25, 6:25, and 7:40. So I can probably bring you up to date on the London Etobicoke and Stony Creek Blue Water game after the second period, but that's it so far. Here in Oakville, Ontario, it's a 1-1 tie between the Oakville Hornets and the Barrie Sharks. Oakville's goal scorer was number 12, Brimacombe, and Barrie's goal scorer was number 29, Jenny Keller, notching her 11th goal of the season. Shots on goal from my trusty friend Josh Thompson, 12-7 in favor of the Sharks. We'll see how that continues into the second period. Quick reminder here, the Sharks are at home tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock as they welcome in the Brampton Canucks. Josh and I will have the call on that one. Hope you can join us for that as we continue on here in 2026 and push towards the playoffs. Final 20 seconds here on the clock, and we're set for period number 2. Stand by, ladies and gentlemen. All right, here we go. Period number 2. Sadie Francis going to square off against Addison Neto. Period number 2 on the way. Underway again, game 28 of the regular season. Sharks bring it into the Oakville end quicker then the Hornets can bring it into the Sharks' end. So they'll gather that puck around behind the net, and the Hornets will bring it out to neutral. Sonny Mena trying to hold on to that puck, sends it off to Jenny Keller. It'll bump back to the Sharks' defense, right out to the neutral zone, right under the line official, and they're going to call that one on the offside. Period number 2, just underway. Face off right in front of the Oakville bench. Was Valeri versus Severn this time. Looking for a shot in, and Maxwell somehow has it underneath her. That looked a little sloppy as that puck was coming towards the net. I don't know if Maxwell saw it or not. In any case, no goal. We're fine. Another face off to the right of Maxwell. And that gets one by the Sharks. France. Picked off in front by Valeri. Shot in on net. Maxwell turned to the side. Now up to Kate Stewart. And off to Lorman, tries to find it. Terziewski finds it first. They'll go back and forth over that red line. Hornets, Valeri coming in. She's got Brimacombe with her. Drop passes to her. Shot in. Blocker saved by Maxwell. Far side. It'll come all the way back out to neutral. Terziewski's going to go back and get it. Icing waved off. No, it's going to get picked up by her partner, Chan. Far side for Winner. She can't hang on to it. It glides right by her. And the Hornets, Vinci brings it in. Shot in. Maxwell with the save. Loses sight of the puck temporarily. It will scoot out right to the blue line. Shot in just past the far side post. Over down low, shot in. Maxwell with the save. Rebound available. No Hornet there to get a shot in. Sharks still can't get it out of their own end. This is Winner behind the goal line as they battle for that puck in the corner. Dion trying to come in and give her teammate a hand. It comes right out in front. Yeah, shove over there by Winter, and that is going to result in a penalty and a power play for the Hornets. $18:01 here. Oh, 4 minutes. It's a 4-minute double minor. See what the call is. Shot in, toe safe. Hook escape and come all the way down. Again, that was Mally Winter sitting in the penalty box for the infraction. Brimacombe trying to pull it off the boards. Wallace trying to hold on to that puck and drive the net, as is Sadie France. Wallace doing a great job holding on to it, looking for France, and the slot fires! Oh my, what a save by Cavaday. Is that another penalty? Cross-checking. That's going to go against Holly Brimacombe, so we're going to have a little bit of 4-on-4 here for a bit. And then Oakville will jump back on the power play for minute 26 after that is done. 4-on-4, so if a goal happens, nothing happens to the penalties. Play resumes here in the Oakville end. Neto getting it to neutral. Handing it off to Terziewski. Looking to hand it back off to Neto. That didn't work. In come the Hornets. Cutting through. Deflection by Willard to the far side. Willard collects that puck in the slot area and will bring it herself into the neutral zone. Larman turns around. Glove save by Cavaday. She had to be sharp on that one. O'Hara dumping it down. She'll go off on a line change. Was collected by Willard. Willard will get it to the neutral zone, but picked off by a Hornet in the neutral zone. Back to Dion. To Keller. Keller sending it to the far side for Willard. It goes off the end of her stick, so they'll have to catch up to it. Here's De Silva now. Again, 4-on-4 action. Keller's shot. What a save by Cavaday. My goodness. Through the slot. That was Balliot coming across and shooting it up high. Cosgrave to the neutral zone. Hornets. It's Vinci. Doubles back. Hands it off to her teammate. They'll come right back in the zone. 4-on-4 for 25 seconds. Out to the far side. Here's Ella De Silva. Keller's with her, as is Meta. Looking for a shot in by Keller. That doesn't work. In comes Keller. Keller looking for a backhand as her stick lifted right into Cabaday's pads, into the backside of that net. Come to neutral. Balliot over the blue line. Severn trying to hold on as that penalty comes to an end. So now it's a player advantage for Oakville, even though my scoreboard doesn't say it. Into the neutral zone. That's a minute 13 remaining in that power play for Oakville. Around the backside to the boards. Severn holds on in front of the Barrie bench. Stewart trying to drive the net. Again, Sharks are short-handed. Here come the Hornets. Giacomo Donato can't get it too far. Severn trying to bring it back the other way. Now Hubbard for Oakville bringing it in. Looking to pass it off. That just floats into the net, and a blocker save there by Maxwell. To the blue line for Giacomo Donato. Down low. Out in front looking for a deflection. Loose puck. Stewart finds it and will get rid of it. 30 seconds remaining in that power play for Oakville. Trying to steer around Kate Stewart. Hubbard sending it to the far side for Brimacombe. 18 seconds remaining. Hornets bringing it around. Warren in the slot looking for a shot or a pass up, as is Brimacombe. Warren to the far side, but out on the other side of that blue line. Back up again. Power play is at an end. Back to 5-on-5 here. Nothing happening on either power play or the 4-on-4. Swanson with a little bit of speed trying to cut through all the black sweaters. It comes all the way up to Cavaday, and we will have a face-off. .13:47 remaining in the second period. 1-1 tie. Still in effect. Puck down, out in front. France couldn't find it. Harbeck trying to hold on. Neto trying to get it out of her own end. Trying to pass it off to her teammate. Out to Willard. Willard sends it back into the zone. Here's Sadie France trying to drive the net. Behind the goal line as they battle for it. Taya Wallace finds it. Looking for a shot. She does send it in, but it goes behind the net. Oakville taking over. Out to the blue line. Pass up, intercepted by Charette. That was meant for Anderson. Puck sits there for a second. France trying to get to it first. Cosgrave holding the line, but the puck does trickle out to neutral. What a pace here to begin the second period. Trickles out. Penalties exchange, and now since we're back to 5-on-5, things are going frantic back and forth. Behind the goal line. Trying to get out in front of Sam Larmond. Looking for Severn. Stewart parked in front. Can't find her. Held on to it, the blue line by Severn with a whiff of a pass by Balliet. She'll find it. Now the Hornets will clear it out. Bringing it in is Lee. Trying to drive the net out in front. Terziewski a couple of strides back and can't get a shot in. Cosgrave now down low. All the way around the other side for Lorman, but I think she's too far behind, and the Oakville Hornet gets to it first. Far side. Trying to drive the net is Stewart, but she loses the handle. Cosgrave in the neutral zone will hand it back off. Jenny Keller back on the ice now for the Sharks. The Hornets trying to battle that puck, try to pass that puck around and get it out. Terziewski trying to sit it around the near side boards in the corner. Sharks do a really good job trying to drive the net in the Oakville end. To the blue line, Dion to Keller, fires, saved by Cavaday. Here's Balliet. Entering the Shark zone, but slides the puck into the near side corner. Kathleen Dion now down to Keller. Keller lifting it, looking for Winter. That'll bounce around in the neutral zone and under 7 in the Sharks end. Dion chipping it off the boards. This puck is lively here in the second period. 7 dumping it down. Can't believe we're almost halfway through this period already. What action. Of course, we did go the first 6 minutes without a whistle in the first period, so maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Down low. Oakville trying to drive into the slot. This is Brimacombe. Picked off by Simone Swanson. Swanson trying to feed it off to France. Out in front, McKay can't find it. It'll come into the near side corner. McKay handing it off to Willard. She'll send it down into the corner. France and Swanson will chase after it. It'll come out to McKay, but just under her stick, so the Sharks will have to chase after it. Down to Willard. Willard sending it to the neutral zone. Right on to Hubbard. France with a breakaway. Score! No, she shoots, but does not get it into the corner. Cavaday gets a piece of it. I nearly misspoke. I got excited. Back into the neutral zone for Willard. Look for a split second there. She'd gotten it past Cavaday. It's coming, though. Neto for Oakville. Trip over the blue line, and that is going to result in a penalty. Oakville's going to jump right back to the power play. It's going to be a tripping call, I believe. It's going to go against Cosgraves. 9:33 remaining in the second period. Score is still tied. Another power play opportunity for Oakville. Oakville has it after the draw. Trying to pass that puck around and get a clear lane. Sharks taking over. Meta sending it up and down and chasing after it in the Oakville end. Trying to keep that puck down at this side of the rink. Out for Severn! She fans on the shot. Great feed out in front for Severn. Couldn't get all of it, or she may have been able to beat Cavity. Behind the net. Wallace trying to battle for that puck. It'll come out to the blue line and out to a Hornet. Hornets will bring it into the Shark zone. Drop pass. That'll go behind the net. Vinci driving it behind the net. Kathleen Dion now in possession, and we'll get it into the neutral zone and all the way down into the Oakville end, and we are just about halfway through that power play for the Oakville Hornets. Down low in the corner. Kaya Harbeck trying to pull it away. It's hard to see who else is involved in that battle in the corner. Oakville comes away with it, so they'll anchor down behind the net. Sending it up high, but not out. Wallace battling for it. Loses sight of it temporarily. Wallace finds it, puts it back into the Oakville end. Harbeck's going to chase after it. She does get to that puck first as she battles for it, waiting for reinforcements. Stewart hanging around behind her. Hornets reclaim possession. Severn putting it back towards the Oakville end. Back into the neutral zone. I feel like I'm in a tennis match. Back and forth we go into the Oakville end. Cavity will leave it, sending it around behind her for Taziewski. Stewart. Brimacone trying to pull it away from the corner. Back behind the net we go. Power play is at an end. Back to 5-on-5. Nothing happening on that power play for Oakville. Shot in by Lorman. That's steered aside. Brimacone now behind the goal line, looking to get it out in front. Hands it off to Hubbard. Hubbard to Valeri. Valeri handing it off to Brimacone, and they'll come back into the Sharks' end. Centers up that pass right onto a Shark stick, and it will come all the way back into the Oakville end, picked up by Elda Silva. Winters out in front, waiting for a pass. De Silva brings it in short side, saved by Cavity. They'll battle for it in the corner. Again, not a great vantage point. I can't see what's going on because of the way this gallery is fixed. Back to Meta. Over to Willard. Willard sending it forward. That'll come behind the goal line. Chasing after it is De Silva, as is Winter. Oakville gets it to neutral. Here's Neto. Right out in front. Maxwell steers it aside, and a big pile-up in the net. Everybody looks okay. I don't know if that's going to result in any penalties or not. It doesn't look like it. Face off to the right of Maxwell. Play continues here. Down to Dion. Into the neutral zone. To Severn. She's got Keller with her. Shot in. Saved by Cavity. Rebound available. Picked up by the Hornets, and they will get it to the neutral zone. Slide in. Right past the far side post. Hornets trying to tuck it in. Maxwell's going to put a glove on that. Under 6 minutes to go here. Shot in, deflected by a skate, far side. Simone Swanson. McKay handing it off to Sonia Meta. Trying to find Swanson again. It'll come all the way down into the Oakville end. Far side. Sharks hold the line. Meta stepping to the middle. Sliding it off to Seven, who fires it through. Saved by Cavaday. Hornets find it. Into the neutral zone. Nearly a breakaway there for Neto. Held off by Meta. Couple of 10s locking horns at neutral. Hornets bring it into Sharks' end. Meta again. Handing it off to McKay. Sharks can't hang on to it to bring it in the zone. In come the Hornets. Shot in the short side. Saved by Maxwell, and she'll cover up for a faceoff. Under 5 to go here in period numbers 2. Score is still 1-1. All the scoring happening in the first period. Giacomo Donato holds the line. Finds a shark stick, and here's Mally Winner. Down low for Charette. Far side. Bouncing out to the neutral zone. Wallace trying to catch up to it. They'll battle for it in the neutral zone. It'll now trickle into the Hornet end. Harbeck giving it chase from her rival. They'll pick it up behind the goal line and out. Charette trying to hold the line for Barrie. Valeri trying to work it away from the boards for Oakville. It'll come behind the Oakville net. Charette sending it through, saved by Cavaday. She'll steer it to the near side corner. It'll come up and down, remain in play. Charette's going to go get it in her own end. Far side. Behind the Oakville bench as they play around with that, right with the snow right in front of the bench. Up to Stewart. She doesn't see it. It'll go by her right onto the Oakville defense. Good job by Willard. No, hands it off. Oakville trying to tuck it in the short side. Can't do it. Maxwell trying to cover it up. Somehow that does not go in. It bounces over. Now they score. What a battle in front of the net. Maxwell down. Can't find it to cover it up. And Oakville will take a 2-1 lead. Goal being scored by number 29, Arlie Anderson, and that may be her first goal of the season. In any case, 2-1 Oakville Hornets as we approach the final 3 minutes here of the second period. Quite the battle in front of that net. I wish I had a replay of that. Severn looked to equal it up, but couldn't get the shot off. Oakville poking it aside. Larman putting it back in play. It is Arlie Anderson, and that will be her first goal of the season. Dion to the far side. Cosgrave, one-timer, saved by Cavaday. It's going to be downright interesting third period. Play continues here in the Oakville end. Behind the goal line to the far side. Oakville will clear it out. Sending it forward. Sharks try to get in the Hornets' way. Can't do it. That was Balliet trying to drive the net. De Silva has a seat for her trouble. Looks like she's okay as she gets up. Battle for that puck in the far side corner. It'll come around behind the goal line. Maxwell hugging that post. Meta getting in on the action. Sadie France trying to work it out. Now De Silva finds it in the corner. She'll backhand it off to Meta. Meta trying to feed it through. It will come out to the blue line, but not out. Terziewski trying to hand it off. Here's Jenny Keller. She's got a bit of space, but she'll dump it down instead behind the goal line. Sadie France trying to find it to the slot. Hooked up by Vinci. Coming along the far side, entering the zone. She'll get off to the bench for a line change as the Hornets try to get it out in front. That's Barrie. Barrie waits for reinforcements, finds it. Sharks do get in the road. Looks like another penalty being called. Body contact. It's going against Willard, so another Oakville power play to finish up the second period. Face off to the left of Maxwell. Sharks trying to pin that puck to the boards and hold off. To the blue line for Oakville. To the far side, shot in. Doesn't reach the target as Shark gets in the way. Back to the point, but out of the zone, so they'll have to, oh, that's going to be called on the offside. Face off in the neutral zone. Winter on the draw for Barrie. Picked off by Maddie McKay. Fires, saved by Cavade. Great opportunity by Maddie McKay, shorthanded. Pass up to Giacomo Donato by her stick. Last minute of play here in the second period. Over to Holly Brimacombe. She'll bring it across that blue line, trying to feed it off to Valeri. Trying to anyway. She's getting pushed off and now goes to the far side corner. Terzieski at the blue line. She fires it through, deflected by a couple of shins on the Shark side. Oakville reclaims it. Sharks will poke it out. Oakville turns it around. Warren trying to shoot in. Saved by Maxwell. Terzieski trying to get a hold of it. Back and forth in the slot we go. Valiant to the far side. Shot in. Saved by Maxwell. So it's looking like a piece of this power play is going to go into the third and final period as we're getting set here to take one more break. Lee on the draw. Final few seconds here of the second period. Terzieski turning it around, being bothered by Taya Wallace. Turned around again by Sam Larmond as the buzzer is going to sound here in the second period. So it looks like a few seconds will carry into the third period on that power play. I'll be back to give you the out-of-town scores as well as the third period. So come on back, folks. Hey everybody, welcome back for the third and final period. 2-1 Oakville over the Barrie Sharks. Final 2 minutes here in the intermission. There's a little bit of action going on out of town. Again, Waterloo is up on the Ottawa 67s 2-1. And there is a score in the London Etobicoke game. Dolphins are up 1-0. The other games are just getting going. Again, Stony Creek takes on Bluewater. Burlington takes on Kingston. The Arrows take on the Nepean. Durham West takes on Whitby, and Leaside taking on the Ottawa Sens later tonight at 7:40. 21 seconds of this power play will start the third period. Shots on goal after those periods, 23-17 in total now after 2 periods in favor of the Barrie Sharks. But where it counts right now is on the scoreboard. Again, the 2 goals that were scored in the first period were scored by number 12, Holly Grimmercombe, and number 29, Jenny Keller. And in the second period, it was Oakville's Arlie Anderson scoring her first goal of the 2025-2026 campaign. Good, solid, even game back and forth. Maxwell making some great saves. Cavaday making some great saves. Again, good, solid, steady game back and forth. I find it's much more fun to watch a good back and forth game that's close like this than to watch a blowout. As a commentator, I love that. It's exciting to see how both teams fight for that puck and see how they can come out on top after the end of 60 minutes. Speaking of which, we'll get set for the third period as the buzzer sounds on the intermission. Here we go. Third and final period, game 28 of the regular season. Oakville winning the draw and bringing it into the Sharks' end. Again, just a few seconds remaining in that power play for Oakville. That puck is going to escape and come all the way down, and that will knock off the final seconds of that power play. Back behind the goal line. Willard stepping back to the ice. Back to 5-on-5. Sadie France will chase after that puck in the far side. She gathers that from the boards. Keller looking for a shot in. Goes behind the net instead. Keller will chase after it in the far side corner. She'll backhand it behind the goal line. France is going to chase after it. Right onto an Oakville stick. Out to the blue line. O'Hara trying to chase away with it, but she'll hand it off to Neto. De Silva picking the pocket of Neto, and the puck will come back the other way. Franz will dump it down and off to the bench for a line change. El De Silva now on the ice. She'll battle for that puck behind the goal line, losing an edge in the process. Winter coming in to back her up, loses the handle, hands it right back off to Hubbard for Oakville. They get it to the neutral zone. Here's Kathleen Dion at the red line. She'll backhand it down in. Chase after it. Stewart now on the ice to help her out, as is Cosgrave, guarding the blue line. To the far side for Winter. Can't hold the line. Oakville gets it out. Back to May Severn. Out in front for Kathleen Dion, who's now back in the defense position. Bit of a breakaway here for May Severn. Can she pull it in time? She'll wait, fire on the short side, saved by Cavaday. She had little space and time, but couldn't catch up to that puck fast enough. Out in front for Winter, and she fans on the shot. Cosgrave in the slot, she'll fire, and a glove save by Cavaday. First 2 minutes in the third period. Great start. Face off to the left of Cavaday. Won by the Hornets, sending it to the far side. Try to clear the zone, and they do. They come in offside. Puck was looking for Gianna Vinci, but it bounces around. They come in offside. Face off here on the outside, that blue line, just in front of the Sharks' end. Hornets pick it up. Lee coming with her teammate, trying to center it, and Maxwell has it in the chest. Sadie France on the draw against Lee for Oakville. To the blue line. That's going to come out. We'll have another face-off here on the outside of that blue line. Play continues here. 7 has it after the draw. Trying to slide it forward to Taya Wallace. By her, so the Sharks will have to chase up to it. Harbeck looking for it. It goes to the far side. Meta at the blue line, trying to cut through, and she does. Hands it off to 7. She fires to the short side. That's gloved down by Cabot. All right, finally a face-off here in the Oakville end. Puck comes out of that blue line, so the Sharks are offside. We'll have to tag and get on, and they do. McKay trying to pick it up in front of the zone. Can't do it, and the puck will escape into neutral. 7 working around. Dumps it back down into the Oakville end. De Silva, far side. Trying to feed out in front for Keller. It's picked up by Neto. To the blue line and out. Oakville trying to skate away with it. Meta doing a great job keeping it at that end. What a fight for Sonia Meta. Off to Winter. She'll wait and she'll fire. That slides in the crease. Meta with the shot, but somehow that goes past the far side post and we stay 2-1. What an effort there by the Sharks. Meta will battle for it again down in the corner. Trying to get out in front for De Silva. De Silva cutting in. Waits, fires, saved by Cabanet. Loose puck. And the puck will escape out to the neutral zone. Keller now grabs it at the blue line. Bring it back the other way. To the far side for Cosgrave. Cosgrave fires. Blocker saved by Cabadet. Battle on the far side corner. Trying to get it out in front. Here's Oakville behind their own net. Slides it off. Dion trying to hold the line. Handing it off to Larman. Severed now in the slot area. And she's hold down. No, gets a shot off. Save. Open net. And Cabanet gets across to make the save. My goodness. What an effort by Cabanet. All the way down behind here. The goal line in the Sharks end. We haven't been down here in a bit. They'll come up and down into the neutral zone. Here's Terzievsky. A little bit of push and shoving back onto the neutral zone here for Oakville. This is Lee dumping it down in. Back behind the net. Here's Cosgrave. Cosgrave whiffs on her shot. It's going to get picked up by the Hornets behind the goal line. She meant to pass it. France. Back to Cosgrave. Nope. It's going to get found by Stewart, and she will get it out. Chasing after it is Sadie France, but it's picked up by the Hornets in their own end. It's Isabel Chan. Here's the Sharks down in an effort here, sliding off. Over to Charette. Couldn't get the full force off, and it slides into the near side corner. Sharks are doing a really good job bringing it in. If they lose possession of that puck in the Oakville end, they reclaim it quickly. Back into the Oakville end. They want to get an equalizer here as quickly as possible, down 2-1. It'll scoot out to the neutral zone. McKay making a turn. Comes back in. Here's Mally Winter. Mally Winter making a turn. Looking for Swanson. Finds her. Swanson comes in, loses the handle. Comes right back out to the neutral zone. Sonia Meta's back on the job. She comes in with a force. Behind the goal line, looking to get it out in front. Trying to look out and get it in the slot. Looking for 7. 7's at the blue line. Wallace leaves it for 7. Down low in the corner. Piper 7 goes by Winter. She gets upended. No call on the play. Two black, two white, battling for that puck in the near side corner. It scoots out. Winter with a shot. Cavity gets a piece of it, and it goes up and over into the corner. Battle at the blue line. It bounces out. Hits a couple of shoulders. Back to Taya Wallace. Wallace trying to cut in. Looking for Harbeck. Finds Harbeck. Harbeck shoots it. Toe save by Cavity. Puck sits there for a second. Oakville gets it to neutral. Piper 7. What an onslaught here by the Sharks. They've done everything but get it behind Cavity. And they come in offside. Timeout being called by Oakville. Oh, keep playing. That's a great song. They cut the good one short. Oh, to play the Jeopardy theme? I always hear that during timeouts. Although it is exactly 30 seconds, so I get it. All right, 12:49 on the clock. Sharks still have their timeout remaining. It's going to be Valeria on the face-off for Oakville versus Larmond for Barrie. Puck is down. Larmond hands it back. Slide over to Dion by Cosgrave. She'll dump it down into the zone as the Sharks will give it a chase. Elda Silva looking for it in the corner. Puck will escape the zone and come all the way down. Would that be icing? Yes, it will. 19 seconds off the clock, and we'll set for a face-off here in the Oakville end to the left of Cavity, who's been stellar as of late here in this last half of the second period and early in the third. She's made some pretty remarkable stops. She's definitely been the busier of the two goaltenders in this third period. Valerie trying to pull it away from the goal line. It'll squeak out to the corner. Jenny Keller holding the line for Barrie. Down in the corner. De Silva trying to find it. As is Keller. They'll dig for it right out to Valerie. De Silva couldn't get a stick on it. To the far side now into the neutral zone. Willard putting it back on play in the Oakville end. Larmond trying to pickpocket her rival. She steers away from her, so the Oakville Hornets are going to clear the zone. Long pass up to Lee. Alexis Lee. She'll hold on to it in the Barrie end. Back behind the goal line. Out in front to the neutral zone. Larmond has a bit of space, hands it over to De Silva. She'll chase after it in the corner, looking to feed it out in front. Does not land on a friendly stick. Hornets will take over and clear the zone. 7 at the red line, turning it around. Oakville regathers. Stewart trying to push through, but the puck does come into the Sharks' end. Meta. Pass up. Here's May Severin coming in. Stewart with her, and she gets hauled down. Gets a shot off anyway. No call on the play. Great effort there by May Severin. Just about halfway through this third and final frame, Valiant for Oakville brings it then into the Sharks' end. Stewart taking her time. Wants to be sure there's a person to pass to. Off to O'Hara. May Severin trying to pickpocket her rival. Doesn't work, and the puck will come down to O'Hara down in the near side boards. Here's Neto. Down the near side. It's intercepted by France, so Sharks take over in their own end. Gets to the blue line, but not out. Down into the corner. In the near side corner. Swanson sending it out. Severin's got a bit of space. Got Swanson with her, but loses the handle as she enters the Oakville end. Winter now has it. And they come in offside. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the third period. Still 2-1 Oakville. The only goal for Barrie was scored all the way back in the first period by Jenny Keller, notching her 11th goal of the season. Sharks are going to need more if they're going to tie this game up and win it. Cosgrave getting it over the blue line. Oakville would like nothing better than to hang on to this 2-1 lead and earn themselves 3 points. Again, Oakville currently sitting in 21st place in the standings. Barrie now sitting in 7th. They want to climb up as we push towards the playoffs. Off the near side boards. Out to Cosgrave. Cosgrave through traffic. Blocker saved by Cabaday. Swanson tying up the stick of her rival as they battle for that puck in front of the Oakville bench. Now back behind the goal line. McKay trying to get it out front. Winter. Now McKay trying to chase after it, and it will get to the neutral zone. Back to Cosgrave. They'll battle for it there on the red line. Back to Taya Wallace. Wallace will cut in. In the slot, waits. Looking for somebody to pass off to. Shark not available, so it slides into the near side corner. Harbeck chasing after it. Sharks trying to hold the line. Larman does. Oakville getting a piece of it, and they will clear the zone. They'll come down the far side looking for a pass. In the neutral zone, here comes Adrielle Charette across that blue line. She'll wait, and she tries to fire. That gets steered aside. Crazy action here in the last couple of minutes here in the Oakville end. To the blue line for Willard. Willard off to Larman, goes by her. Oakville will pick it up behind the goal line. Wallace trying to cut them off. They'll come all the way back to Charette. Trying to send it forward. Larman in a battle with it at the red line. They'll slide it to the blue line. Here's Vinci for Oakville. She'll bring it in. She hands it off to her partner on the far side. Oh, open cage. That was Alexis Lee with an open cage and couldn't get her stick on it. My goodness. Into the corner. Bodies flying everywhere. Sharks trying to bring it out. Keller trying to get her stick on it and push it back out of the zone. Hornets still buzzing around here in the Sharks' end as we approach the 7:30 mark remaining in the third period. Jenny Keller finally pulls it away from the corner. Out to Kaya Harbeck. A little bit of space here. She's got Jenny Keller with her. She'll dump it down and head to the bench for a change. Keller by herself right now in the Hornet end, now being backed up by Sadie France. Blue line, far side. Back and forth we go as that puck bouncing around. France weaving around Giacomo Donato. Shot in, pad saved by Cabaday. 7 minutes remaining here in the third period. Sharks want to get an equalizer here as soon as they can. To 7. Meta feeding it forward to De Silva. De Silva trying to find France. Keller with a shot just past the far side post. Meta out in front again. Meta fires it in, saved by Cabaday, and Cabaday pounces on the puck, and that is going to result in a penalty with some extracurriculars happening after the whistle. That'll be a cross-checking play, so Barrie is going to get a power play out of this. Valeri is going to sit in the sin bin. Things getting a little heated here in the last half of this third period. Play continues to the left of Cabaday. 7 to the far side for Meta. 7 at the blue line. Down low. Here's Winter to Severn. Severn makes a turn to the far side for Meta. Meta at the point to 7. 7 over to Meta. Through traffic. Save, rebound available. 7 holds on. Down low for Winter. Stewart's parked in the crease. 7 flies it in. Loose puck. Loose puck. No Shark can find it. Puck still loose. Referee finally puts a stop to that. as Cabaret tries to spread eagle across that puck to cover it up. Was the timeout being called? I don't recall a timeout being called, but nobody's on the ice. Oh, penalty shot! Penalty shot for Kate Stewart, my goodness. I didn't see the signal for that. Here we go. She weaves in, waits, tries to get around and save for Cabaret. Stewart can't put it up. And the score remains 2-1. Now 124 still remains in that power play. But the Sharks got given a gift in a penalty shot and couldn't close it out. Still lots of time left in the third period. Nope, we're going to have a stoppage in play. Looks like a couple of girls are locked in. They were locked together, yeah. Couple of helmets locked together. I see that happen on occasion if the players get too close. Severn shoots. That goes over the crossbar. Winter to Dion at the blue line. Over to Cosgrave. Cosgrave to the far side, and it will escape the zone. Dion to Cosgrave. Under a minute to go now in the power play. Far side. Back to Cosgrave. Cosgrave will weave around. Looking to pass it off. She'll bring it on her own. Drops to Winter. Winter to the far side. Stewart with a shot. That goes over the crossbar. Sharks doing all they can. They just can't get it past the goal line. 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Severn short side. Saved by Cabaret. Oh, puck will escape the zone. The Sharks only have 20 seconds remaining here. Cosgrave taking her time. She'll go up high to Dion. Keller and De Silva on the ice, as well as Sadie France. France finds the puck, tries to cut in, short side. Steered aside by Cabaret. Power play has expired, back to 5-on-5 with 4.5 minutes to go here in the third and final period. Charette putting it through. That's deflected to the far side corner. Here come the Hornets. Puck has not spent a whole lot of time in front of Maxwell. I don't know if Maxwell's barely touched the puck in this period. Battle in the near side corner at the blue line. Fires through. France gets a skate on it. Willard to the far side. 4 minutes to go here in the third period. Sharks are going to want to get an equalizer to force the overtime. Maxwell leaving it for Willard. Willard going up high to Jenny Keller. Keller finds De Silva on the near side. De Silva cutting through. Lorman trying to deke around. Has her pocket pick, and the puck will escape the zone. Now down to 3.5 minutes left in the third period. Hornets put it back the other way. Again, Sharks doing all they can. Seven trying to get it out when she's bothered by a Hornet. To the neutral zone. Back into the Hornet end. Here comes Neto over the blue line, trying to cut through. That'll steer aside and go right behind the net. Neto picks it back up, makes a half a lap, sends it to the far side for Terziewski. And the puck will escape the zone and come all the way down. Is it enough for icing? Nope. Hornets pick it up. Under 3 minutes to go now in the third period. Winter holds on at the blue line. Dion trying to drive forward. Hornets put it back into the neutral zone. Harbeck trying to get in the way. Slide off to Lee. Lee fires. That goes up and over off the plexiglass. Sharks need to get control of that puck so they can pull Maxwell now that we're down to 2.5 minutes remaining in the third. But they need possession of that puck. Lift it. Put it all the way down. They'll have to chase after it. Maxwell still on her post. Here's Wallace. That's steered aside by Alexis Lee. Back to Wallace. Now 2 minutes remaining in the third. Hubbard putting it back in play in the Sharks' end. Maxwell leaving it for Dion. Whoa! Oakville nearly had an opportunity on the short side. Good job by Dion to make sure that did not happen. Down the corner, Oakville trying to get it out in front. Sharks need to clear the zone so they can pull Maxwell. Harbeck touches it, and that's going to be too many players. A little unfortunate. Oakville's going to have a power play to end the third period with too many players as Harbeck mistakenly touches that puck before exiting the zone. Hornets have it after the draw. Sending it down deep. Warren trying to get it out in front. Picked up by the Sharks. Here's May Severn on a tear, short-handed. Hold down. No call on the play. Charette begging for that puck at the blue line. She gets it. Chips it off the boards to Kate Stewart. Again, Sharks are short-handed. Empty net. Oh, looking out in front. Willard loses the puck. Puck sits there for a second. Charette brings it in, but they're offside. Timeout being called now by Barrie. Back to the Jeopardy theme. Once again, another reminder here, the Sharks are back in action tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock, back in the Shark Tank as they welcome in the Brampton Canadettes. Okay, Jeopardy theme is over. That means 30 seconds is done. Still have a face-off here in the Oakville end. Oh, the Imperial March. Gotta love that, man. Hornets get it after the draw. Sending it forward towards the net. Misses. Another shot towards the net. That goes by. Another shot towards the net. That misses by the near side post. Sharks got to get it out of the zone. Hornets do a great job keeping it in. Now it gets clear. Severn just a couple of strides behind. They score. That will pretty much put this one to bed as they score on the power play. So now 3-1 Oakville. Severn and Neto will square off at the face-off dot for the final 30 seconds. Stewart driving the net, trying to hand it off. Loose puck, backhand, can't find it to get it in. That may have put the Sharks close. It is an empty net, so 6-on-5 here. Puck will skip. Out in front for France, shot in. That will knock off the final seconds, even though that's icing. And the Oakville Hornets are going to win this game against the 7th-place Barrie Sharks by a score of 3-1. Not the game the Sharks wanted to come back after the break. Sharks take a late penalty for too many players, and that came around to bite them in the end with a power play goal from Oakville to put it to bed. Sharks tried. They were all over the Oakville Hornets in their own end pretty much all of the third period and could not find a way to solve Cabade. Cabade with a wonderful game in net today. All the Sharks and Hornets will high-five the officials here at center ice, as they always do. And of course, friends will talk to friends, as these girls are teammates. It's like Balliot's talking to Swanson and O'Hara. Zador's talking to Terzievsky. Giacomo Donato's talking to Maxwell. Gotta love that. All right, that's going to do it here from Joshua's Creek in Oakville, Ontario. My name is Sheila Gilroy. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I'll be back with you again tomorrow in the Shark Tank at 2 o'clock with my partner, Josh McCann. I hope you can join us at that point. Keep the faith. Enjoy your Saturday evening, folks.